What is honor? And we'd like to say two things about honor. Just speaking generally, before we get even to addressing a child's relationship to his mother in terms of honor. First of all, the idea of honor inherently implies inequality. Honor implies inequality. The word honor, especially in the Old Testament, conveys the idea of weightiness, of substance, of significance, which of course implies inequality. Right? There's no such thing as weightiness if everything was equal. So to honor anything means to value that thing because of its importance, because of its weightiness, and particularly because of its importance relative to you. Something is weightier than me, therefore I need to honor it. That's what honor means. To honor, then, is to show respect or reverence to something because it is greater than you. Now, our society has lost most of what it means to honor across the board. And the reason for this loss of honor today in society is because there's been a universal leveling. The idea is pervasive today that all things are equal. The technical word for this view, which is pervasive in our culture today, is egalitarianism, which simply says it is a view that all things are equal. Nothing is greater, nothing is less, all things are equal. But you see what happens in this view is that honor disappears. Because we honor those things which are greater than us. But if all things are equal, then there is no one or no thing to which we should be compelled to show honor. There is a breakdown of honor in our society today. But this isn't always the way it was. A time was, and some people here could probably remember a time when an important person walked into a room, everybody stood up. Or a time was when children were expected to address parents with a title of honor. And I want to impress upon you this morning from the start here that that is not to be looked at as simply being old-fashioned. There's nothing old-fashioned about that. What that expresses was at least the remnant of a biblical worldview. Because in the Bible, all things are not equal. Let's look at that point for a moment. All things are not equal in the Bible. First of all, at a foundational level, man is not equal to God. Not equal to God, and that's why we honor him. Right? If he was the same as us, if he was equal to us, then we would not need to show God honor. But he's different than us. He's unequal with us. That's why in Revelation 4 verse 11, the 24 elders in Revelation worshiped God before the throne. And this is what they said. They said to God, "You are worthy to receive glory, honor, and power." God is worthy to be honored by us because he's greater than us. He's not our equal. Or another example. In the Bible, 6 of the days of the week are not equal to the 7th. They're not equal to the Sabbath day. We read that in the 10 Commandments this morning, to honor the Sabbath day. Why? Because it's not equal to the rest. It's different than the others. There is an inequality between the Lord's day and the other days. And that's why, according to Isaiah 58, verse 13, we are to honor the Sabbath, because it's greater than the other days. The Bible also impresses upon us that ordinary citizens are not equal to the king. There is an inequality. And that's why in 1 Peter 2, verse 17, Peter writes, "Honor the king." Why? Because he's not your equal. Because he's your superior. Now this all builds up to the point here that children are to honor their mothers and their fathers because they are not their equals. They are not their equals. In terms of eternal value, yes. But in terms of dignity and in terms of position, not equal. God has made a distinction between parents and children. And children, until you learn this, until you learn that there's a distinction, a difference between yourself and your parents, you will never honor them. Because honor implies an inequality.